Lovely. Hey, right, welcome to, oh boy, I can see that we're slightly on the piss there, so I'll just see if we can straighten this up a little bit, Dad. Welcome, where's that better?
Yeah.
Welcome to Old Boy TV. I am happy, and I hope you're happy too. Been a lot of requests for this. It's about to start right now. This bit of the show, there'll be a separate playlist, and it's going to grow and grow. It's called Happy as Larry, because I'm happy.
And I'm Larry.
And together we are Happy as Larry. So, very quick backstory, because that's what it is today. So this is my dad, right? He's 88, he'll be 89 this year, correct?
Yep.
So knocking on heaven's door, the Grim Reaper is definitely coming. Like, share, subscribe. Give it a like, share, subscribe, Dad.
In a hurry. Too much time left.
So like, share, subscribe. Go on,
like, share and subscribe.
Do the pointing thing.
I've got no teeth in.
Tell them what your teeth went down. This is fucking, don't have to beep out the swears. You can swear, right? I'll beep them out just because why not? But your teeth genuinely went down the toilet, is that true?
Yep.
I mean, that sounds like a kid saying that their homework got eaten by the dog. Which, by the way, Flame, my daughter, Dad's great granddaughter, no, granddaughter, just straight granddaughter.
Yeah.
Her homework once did get eaten by the dog, but your teeth went down the toilet. Go on, how what? Go on.
Friday night, I had a couple of whiskies, I suppose.
Yeah, a couple of whiskies.
Yeah. And a little puff.
And a little puff. He's been down to score today. I'm not even making it up. Go on.
And went to the bog. Was a bit wheezy and didn't make it in time.
So a bit of a
that's it.
And the choppers went with.
The choppers went with it.
And you flushed it straight away.
Patsy came in behind me and decided to flush it over it.
Wow. Anyway, look, now again, we will all, this is Old Boy TV, and we will all, once a man, twice a child. Let me tell you, at nearly 89, he's still no child yet. That's just a bit of an inconvenience.
Appointment on Wednesday to the dentures.
Right.
New dentures.
And if you wanna chip in any money to get in like bionic teeth that could like chew through the hind of a rhino, that kind of thing. Right. So here's the backstory, right? The reason that we only met 2 years ago is on some day in 1966. It would have been May 1966. At some point, I'm saying May, I was born in February, so the eruption of me would have been in May. I've done my math, right?
Yeah.
So at some point in May 1966, you managed to get my mum up the duff.
Yeah. That's a polite way.
Right. No, don't die yet. Subscribe. Please subscribe before he pegs it. Right? This could be, wait until the end. We'll just do wait until the end, because it might actually be the bitter end. So you, at that point, right, you're already married. You already had 2 kids. And you also had 1 kid that was already en route, right? Which is why we put a little trailer up saying, my name's Larry, I'm 88-year-old Texan. It will get to that bit. It's funny. That was only a joke, but who knows, right? So that happened, right? But you weren't aware that you'd got her pregnant. And obviously, this is 1966 in East London.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a thing to have single-parent families. It really wasn't. So did you didn't know she was even pregnant at that point, did you?
Not until she turned up many months later. I presume it's 9 months later.
Well, that'll be with a baby, yeah.
Outside the pub where I was working, and said, baby in the pram says, say hello to Daddy.
And it was me. But up until but one of your mates had said that she was playing with someone else as well, and so there was a debate whether I was. Anyway, moving on from there, right? So that happened, and either which way, because my mum came from a big family, right? So there was my granddad, and she had 4 brothers as well as 3 sisters. And again, in 1966, they lived around the corner from the pub that you'd met in, and they all knew you.
Yeah.
Brothers and my grandparents knew you because What did you do? What do you do?
Well, Grandad used to come up. Your Grandad used to come up and sing a song with me.
Charlie. I know, but look, our lovely YouTube viewer has no idea that you were. It's hard to say were, but you're a pub. Well, you say
pub musician, played the accordion, and
you're a cameraman as well because you're kicking that out of the way. Go on. Pub musician.
Pub musician. I was known for long residencies in the same pub.
All Irish pubs, was it generally?
Most Irish pubs, yeah. I played in a few English ones, but the repertoire had to change.
Right, so what did you sing in the English pubs? Doesn't matter, I don't really care, right? I don't really care. But it was also, but not just playing the accordion, singing as well. Yeah? And in those days you were driving a black cab. You were a black cab driver too, were you?
I was doing the knowledge. Actually.
You were doing the knowledge in those days. Right, so on your moped, with a map in front of you, doing the proper knowledge, not the way it's done now.
Yeah.
All right, so all of a sudden, so you realise now, only because your story, so that's why now, as I grew up, right, there's a lot of people who have a sort of chip on their shoulder about not having a dad or a mum or being adopted. There's a whole genre of people, and there's a lot here on YouTube of people that are quite affected. I grew up imagining up until about 10 or 11 that one day I'd find you and I'd bash you up for leaving my mum, right? That was my up until about, and then at about 11 or 12 I worked out that my mum was a bloody wrong one, right? That actually she was a nightmare. So she actually genuinely, she's dead now, right? And he's lucked out on the basis of that, I've got to tell you. Obviously, you want to hope she's not waiting at the bloody pearly gates, mate, as well. I'll tell you, that'd be eternity in hell. Anyway, it took me 30 years to get to this point of saying that, to be honest with you, because it's always hard to be honest about your mum. But anyway, either which way, she would always try to tell me stuff about you, right? And always said you're the only man that she'd ever loved, and you're all hands. Remember, he was all hands. I don't know what that actually means. But anyway, don't even go there, right? Your kids that might watch this are not going to be interested. I'm one of them, but it's different. Anyway, but so she'd always say that I really look like you, right? Yo, you look just like your dad. And I would never want to hear, right? Quite literally, it was like, whenever it was referred to, people would ask about mum and dad. I'd say I've got a mum, but I have a sire. I don't have a dad, but I was sired by someone, right? That's all it is. A dad is someone that's around. A sire is just there's a horse up for stud. I didn't know quite how much at that point, obviously. So anyway, as I then grew, what certainly is I realised that you know my mum was actually a mare anyway. I just got on with my life. I never felt like hers in a weird way, right? Yeah. I never did feel magic there. Even I never felt the love that you meant, the mother-son love that you meant to have. My grandparents were amazing. My uncles and aunts really looked after me a lot as well. But she would regularly say, I'd regularly hear these words, right? I don't know where he gets it from. I don't know where he gets it from with me messing about, being relatively alternative in life and quite stubborn to be doing what I want to do. And when I met you, I worked out that I know exactly where I get it from. But the bigger point in this first piece, and I try just to bring it to the end, is that I wasn't going to find you, right? I wasn't after finding you. I didn't feel like you were missing from my life, and you weren't going to find me, really, were you? Tell me.
Well, after I was, you first turned up in the pub, you know.
Right, so let's just give that story because they don't know. That person there has no idea. Very brief. About 30 odd years ago, in fact, Star's 30, nearly 31, right? So about 31 years ago, my eldest, Star, who was in her mum's stomach still, was so that puts a timeline on it. But my mum, out of the blue, had said that she figured my dad, you, was playing accordion squeeze box and singing at a pub up the road in Stoke Newington because there was a sign on the door and it was by the same landlord.
Yeah.
Right. And so because I was going to be a dad, there was this bit of me in my head going, I wonder what, just the genetic thing, you know, about what we look like. And so on some Sunday afternoon it would have been May, June, something like that, right, in 1995, myself Star's mum, Star inside the belly and two mates. Just after I was wankered, right? Star's mum was driving; she was pregnant. We'd had a barbecue, and there were me and another couple that we'd all had a few drinks. So we got in the car, went to Stoke Newington, walked into this cavernous pub, the
White Hart.
The White Hart in Stoke Newington. It's still there, by the way. That pub's huge. And it was a Sunday early evening, and people were doing the waltz, all the Irish couples in their Sunday best and everything. And you deny this, but you were singing "Old Danny Boy," right? Walked in and they're singing "Old Danny Boy" with the voice like an angel, like an angel. Is this man on the squeeze box, far in the far end of the pub? Now, the people I'm with going, "Is that him? Is that him?" And I just went, "I see those eyes in the mirror every single day. I sent you a pint up." Right, and so we give a pint to the musician. That's a normal thing. But then I couldn't bear to be there and not say something, so I pretended to be a producer from Channel 4 making a documentary series about Irish musicians. And would you have a chat with me at the end of your set down the back? Because I did that in case family, friends, anyone was there. I didn't want to mess your world up. I just wanted to go, "Hello, it's me." So over to you. So I've sent you a pint. I've come over and said I'm a television person. What's going on in your mind? Were you up for a bit of fame?
Well, I had the break, and normally you would sit down with the wife and my daughter, who happened to be there, Tina, since passed. Anyway, that's another story. And I said, "You wanted to talk to me? I didn't know your name."
I didn't give it. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And then your first words were.
We went to the very far end of the pub, right? So I took you as far away from my people as well.
That's right. Sat in the corner and sat down, and I think your first words was, "You don't know me, but you knew my mum," or something.
No, I tell you what I said. I sat down and said, "No, I do work in film and telly. I'm not making a documentary about pub musicians, and my name, because it's my old name, right, which I'm not saying on here, you have to find it out for yourselves, right? My old name was blah, blah, Brewer, right?
Yeah.
And this is what actually happened in real life. You have a different story, but what happened in real life is you went from this quite red-faced to pale. and then went into, "That means nothing." And I went, "Look, you knew my mum, Pam, Pam the brewer, right? I'm actually your son. I don't, blah, blah." And you're like, "Well, I don't know because you'd heard stories that it might have been somebody else's." And I said, "Look, I don't actually care, man. Look at us. Look at the eyes, right? I know, right? And I'm not after anything." And we just had a 2-minute chat about, literally 2 minutes, wasn't it?
That's about 2 minutes, yeah. And you said, "Nice meeting you, blah, blah, you won't see me again."
And that was it. I said at the end of it, I wanted to see, if you had cancer or anything, and you hadn't. He still hasn't. I mean, what everyone else gets it, he hasn't. See, it's not fair, right? Can we have cancer for Larry, please? Like, share, subscribe, and share, and send this around. So, yeah, I actually did say, I'm never going to, nice to meet you. Yeah. I'll never see you again. Have a good life, right? Yeah. And I actually meant that. Yeah. I actually did mean that. And off I went, and I didn't see you again. Until then, Star, my eldest, who was there, she was physically there that day, just not breathing air. She was living off water and mum juices, whatever that is. That's weird on its own. And 29 years later, she decided, it was shorter than that, 26 years later, because there was a 3-year gap. She decided that she might like to have an Irish passport due to Brexit about to happen. And she said, "Dad, your dad's Irish, isn't he? I want to get an Irish passport." And I said that, "Well, look, thing is, A, he might already be dead. B, I don't even know his surname." And that was the God's truth. Yeah, I didn't even know your surname. And all I know is his Christian name, the fact that he drove a black cab and that he played accordion and squeeze box and sang in pubs around North London. And that was it. And she went on Facebook and tracked you down, man. There were out of a lot of areas. She put, "I want to try and find my granddad." About 4 or 5 Larrys that played squeeze box came up. It's a thing, man. There's a load of you out there. Maybe we should get you all together.
And
Larry on the
as a
boxes.
result, she became friends on Facebook with a musician that also plays an accordion that I know.
No
So
way.
it might have been, she said, can't think of his name.
Well, she would have been looking for you. That was, yeah.
No, but
Unless she
might
just
have been,
hunts down the accordion players, I'll ask her. Star, when you watch
County.
Yeah. Right. But anyway, so what I'm going to do, right, just in because look, you can see, right, this coffin dodging old swine, right, he's on his last leg. Subscribe and share, right? Do write something for my dad. He's an amazing bloke. This story is going to mess with your head, right? I'm going to end the first section here, right? But my name is Happy, and I hope you're happy too. I'm Happy.
And I'm Larry.
And together we are
Happy
as Larry. See you next time.